Well, it's always such a huge occasion when India face Pakistan, whatever that occasion is. And here at the T20 World Cup, it was India and Pakistan facing off in the women's game. We're here, Centerstage, Lisa Sthalekar joining me. It was actually a really thrilling game. Pakistan getting to 149, losing 4 wickets on the way before India chased it down, losing 3 wickets with 6 balls to spare. It was a game really defined by a couple of partnerships. For Pakistan, there was Ayesha Naseem, who someone picked as their player to watch, along with Captain Bismar Maroof and the chase, Richa Ghosh and Jemimah Rodrigues as well. Absolutely magnificent. It was Pakistan's highest total at this tournament. It was the second biggest run chase at this tournament for India. Lisa, what were your thoughts on the game, your biggest takeaways?
Yeah, I thought it was great. There's been question marks around Pakistan and whether they've got the firepower from a batting perspective. Munibah Ali, Bismar Maroof, they're workers of the ball, but it was Ayesha Naseem that really we all wanted to see a little bit more of. And I still think there's an opportunity potentially just to put her up maybe one more spot, or maybe it's about the time in the match, because I would have loved to have seen maybe another 10 balls, because another 20 runs on that score would have put a lot of pressure on India. But I thought they did do that really well anyway.
Yeah, well, we had that moment. Then we had the chase. India lost a few wickets. There were runs being scored, but the way that they timed that chase at the end, Jemimah sort of leading the way, but then the power of Richa Ghosh, who hit 3 boundaries in 1 over, and all of a sudden, what seemed like it was a little bit too far was within reach.
I mean, it was all about the youngsters, wasn't it? They were actually doing well. And players that have gone and played in the Under-19 World Cup, I think they've come into this tournament with a bit more confidence going, hey, I can actually have a big impact. Richa Ghosh is exactly that type of player. They've been looking for a finisher and they've found one now. And what she was able to do, she kept her calm. Like normally I've seen her take some big swings, maybe the occasion gets to her, but with her and Jemimah Rodrigues, they did time it really well. Rodrigues was really smart in how she manipulated herself around the crease to be able to hit behind square. That was an important innings for her, because without Smriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet Kaur looked good, but she fell. You needed someone experienced, and Jemimah Rodrigues is actually more experienced than what you think.
Well, and she spoke afterwards in the press conference about how gutted she was about being dropped from the India side before the 50-over World Cup a year ago, and you could just tell it meant so much to her. She's worked so hard to get back here. I do think you also mentioned Richa Ghosh, by the way. She actually knows a bit about cricket, the old Lisa Sthalekar.
I watch just like you guys. We love our cricket.
Hey, any lessons do you think India might be able to learn from that performance?
Yeah, I think given the fact, probably there was maybe from a tactical point of view, I was surprised that Harmanpreet Kaur actually put Renuka Singh Thakur on against Ayesha Naseem, given what she does against pace. And Thakur only really had the one option of going wide, and I think she bowled 3 wides in an over, and I think 18 runs was scored off that over. So that almost was a changing moment. So I think she's got to have another plan if someone's going to go big. Does she go around the wicket and target the heels? Nice Yorkers. And the other one is Dipti Sharma. She tends to bowl a very set pattern with a set field, but we saw that players were playing reverse sweeps and getting them away. So she may have to come up with another way to kind of be able to combat that.
A word on the fielding. We saw a couple of drop catches under pressure, but we also saw some pretty brilliant fielding as well. Yeah,
I mean, the Indian side is improving in their fielding. I mean, and that's why I think players like Harleen Deol and Jemimah Rodrigues that are at that boundary mark and they're very quick to the ball are really important. India still need to keep progressing with their fielding. You look at the best sides, they don't let too many opportunities slip. And it's okay, it's still the first game. Things you don't want to play your best cricket just yet.
No, you want to build. If we're looking at who the real outstanding performer of the match was, a top player, who are you going to give that to?
I'm probably going to give it to Jemimah Rodrigues. I just think a really important innings for her. Like I said, without Smriti Mandhana, her best pal at the top, she played a very intelligent innings, and that will hold her in good stead for the rest of the tournament. And then when you sprinkle and you put Smriti Mandhana back at the top, Shafali Verma looked good as well. And I already said that pull shot that she played was nice and crisp. It was good signs for India.
How about an impact player? Who would you pick as your impact player? There are a couple of contenders.
Oh, I think Richa Ghosh. I mean, she comes in a situation where maybe India of old might have just panicked a little bit, but she trusts those skills and just went about the chase comfortably.
Yeah, it was terrific. Now, in 3 days' time, India end up facing West Indies, who lost their first match to England, a very confident looking England by 7 wickets in Pal. What are you expecting from that? Smriti Mandana, we're waiting to find out if she's going to be okay to play. Who would she come back in for?
Oh, you would assume Yasika Bhatia probably goes out of the side unless they want to put Yasika down and Harleen there. But I think they like Harleen Deol in that position. So fingers crossed for Smriti Mandana, she comes back in. The thing is that if there's enough pace and bounce in this pitch, I think what the West Indies can show them, I think that the top order will love it. I think they'll feast on it a little bit more. And from a West Indian point of view, their batting is quite weak. I mean, it's really Hayley Matthews, Stefani Taylor. Yeah, she may score runs, but she doesn't look like she's going to be her destructive self. She hasn't been that for a very long time.
So are you expecting any more changes from India other than Smriti coming in?
No, I don't think so. I think they're really happy. Radha Yadav, she bowled well. She picked up a couple of wickets. In these type of tournaments, you almost, once you start winning, you don't really want to tinker with your side because it's a good feeling. Everyone knows their role. Unless conditions are really different or injuries, that's the only time.
And who are you expecting to win then? Sounds like you're expecting India to win.
Yeah, I think India will be too strong.
And the other thing is we will by then know who's been picked up for whom in that WPL auction, which is, you'd imagine all Indian players here will get picked up. But it's going to be very exciting to find out who goes for what. So we'll know that next time we see you and speak to you. And that will be after India face the West Indies. We'll have a better idea of just how they are sticking in this comp. Make sure you keep an eye out for us on Centerstage, and we will see you soon. Probably wearing the same colour again.
Yes, maybe not.